Alright, welcome to Chaka Quantics. Now in this tutorial I'll be putting us through tender analysis, how to analyze a tender. Alright, now tender analysis is basically a process in the procurement cycle that involves detailed examination and evaluation of tenders or bids that was submitted by contractors or suppliers. Alright, detailed examination of tenders or bids submitted by contractors or suppliers, of course in response to the request to tender or the invitation to tender that was sent to them. Now if you look at this sheet I have here, now we have different contractors. We have Kana Concept, we have Gist, we have Meco, we have Lamast, and we have Kista. Now the primary objectives of a tender analysis is basically to evaluate the tender evaluation, that is to assess the tender submitted by the contractor or the supplier against what was requested of them in the invitation to tender or in their request to tender. Another primary objective is for comparison. Like you see this table I have here now, comparison. I want to compare the different contractors and see which one is most viable, if I can use that word, or is I won't say the best because I'm not the one making a decision. Most viable, or give them a level playground and to know which one is higher, which one is lower, which is at the middle. That is what this comparison is all about. From there the client can make a proper decision from the analysis. Alright, and also identification of risk. Which one is more riskier than the other, or which one will pose a threat? Basically, should I go for the lowest? What are the pros and the cons? Should I go for the highest? Should I be at the middle? Should I? You get identification of risk. Alright, so basically we'll go right in. Now, upon receipt of tender, whether from contractors or from suppliers, whether you're a consultant QS or a contractor QS, right, this is at your desk. Upon receipt of tenders, maybe from your subcontractors, where your specialist contractors, or from the consultant QS that receives from tenders from contractors, the first to check for arithmetic errors is to check for arithmetic errors. Very, very important. I'll tell you why. Now let me come here with me. See this. Now if you see this is contractors and all. See, Kana Concept submitted 1.1 billion 690 million. But upon correction, it was 1,854 million. Can you see that? Meco Concept submitted 1,881 million. Upon correction, it was 2,071 million. Can you see? If I hadn't done the proper checks, that would have gone, and nobody would have known. What if any of them got the contract? It becomes a problem. Now you see why arithmetic check is very important. What I mean by arithmetic check: ensure the multiplications are right, the summations are right, everything is okay. See, take for instance, a contractor wants to multiply, like in Kana Concept, this times this, but he multiplies this times this. Now of course you have so many items, some of these things are not out of place sometimes, so you as you have it on your desk, you have to be very careful and you have to pay attention to every detail, and you have to check the submissions. Are they right? Is it properly done? Did they get it right? So you have to check properly. Alright, so after the arithmetic check, next thing is your comparison, comparative analysis. For this, you can see here, this is an industry, forget the name here, Chaka. This is Chaka Industries project. Alright, okay, now we have these contractors. We want to compare their tenders or their bids. Alright, we have the factory, which is the clean line, and we also have the packaging line. Of course, these are just names. Okay, alright. Upon examination, we have this is demolition. This man is saying they will do for 7 million. This will do for 11 million. This one will do for 13 million, 11 million, 28 million. Let's approximate 5. All right, the same thing for all the contractors. Now if you come here, these are, we have different items here: staircase, one elements, frame, upper floor, staircase, and all. The clean line, Kana said they will do it for 785. G said they will do it for 885, 882, and this, and this is the consultants. All right, they said they are going to do it to be done for 889. All right, now the same thing for packaging line, demolition, substructure, and all for all the contractors. Packaging line, this is what we have. All right, now if I sum two of them, of course, clean line, packaging line, the summation is this. The contractors say, the consultant rather, or the QS says 1.629 million. Now preliminaries is 5%. It is common for all contractors. It was stated there. See it here. This is what we have here. Our profit and attendance, profit is 5%, attendance 2.5%, then contingency is 10%. All right, so of course it will always be there for all the contractors. Whatever, if whatever percentage you to use for your preliminaries may or may not be there. So you, if it is not there, you price your preliminaries and you add it. All right. So this is what we have. 5% was given to these contractors, and it is common to all of them. All right, this is what we have. Now the same thing also, contingency is 10%. All right, this is having summed. We have these. Contingency is 10%, so 10% of this, 10% of this, 10% and 10%. All right, now I haven't done the contingency. You sum up. This is what we have after contingency. All right, so we add VAT. We add VAT. The VAT is at 7.5%. 7.5%. I just brought it down here. All right, 7.5% of this is 129 of this 7.5%. All right, how I did that was quite simple. This is 7.5. You can do it that straightforward, times this amount. Did I put equal to? Yes, times this guy here. I have 129,412. You get, so it is that straightforward. All right, so having added VAT, to add them up, this is this. So this gives us the final sum for which the contractor says, and then it is here, they are going to do the job. All right, Kana said they are going to do it for 1,855,000,000. G said they're going for 2,339,000,000, 2,071,000,000, 2,546,000,000, in that order. Why the QS said it will be done for 2,023,000,000 according to his estimate. All right, now the next thing, we rank these contractors, which is the highest, which is the lowest, and which is which. Now from our comparison, it is clear that Kana is the lowest and just is the third low. If you look at the ranking from here, according, this is the highest, this is the second highest, 2.5, 2.33 is 2.339 is the third highest, second lowest, and now we have the lowest, the third lowest rather, or whichever way you want to rank it. Okay, now the next is variance from the lowest. How far are these other contractors from the lowest, which is Kana? It's just subtraction. Variance means difference, it means minus. Right, let me come basic, it means minus. So this is what I have. This less this, I have 484 million. This less this, I have this. This less this, I have this. And this highest here less this, I have this 784 million, higher than the lowest, which is Kana. All right, now the percentage variance from the lowest, but the same thing we did there for the difference, same thing we'll do here. This is this divided by this. This is this guy divided by Kana, 26%. You see that? All right, this is this now divided by this, 12%. This everything from the lowest, 37.7%, and this from the lowest, 42.29%. Now completion period, this says 52 weeks, this is 52 weeks, 52 weeks, 20 weeks, whoa, 28 weeks, 20 weeks. Is this possible? All right, why the QSA 16 weeks and validity period says 12 weeks. Now validity period is it is also called qualification of tender. All right, valid period means this quote I've given you, it is valid for this particular period. Once it exceeds this period and I didn't get the job, I am going to revise my quote, I am going to reprice. That's what validity period means. This one says it's valid for 12 weeks. So after 12 weeks, if he's been invited again, he will come with a new quote because he believes that prices must have changed that time. But of course, in our own time now, you know that even validity now is just like maybe some tell you 3 days, 1 week. Now because of the volatility of the market, all right. So this is 12 weeks. This one says 120 days. This one says 90 days, as the case may be. And this one says contractor client, the QS says he will do it for 12 weeks. 12 weeks. After 12 weeks, if we did not invite you and we invite you after 12 weeks, you are liable to revise your quotes. All right. So this is basically how you compare analysis and how you rank them, how you find the variance from the lowest, the percentage variance. And this completion period is from the various contractors, right? It is from the various contractors. They submit, and also this is from the various contractors. You have to submit, they have to qualify their tender, they have to submit their validity periods. All right, so this is basically how we compare tenders. From this, of course, from this analysis, you already know which is the lowest and which is there, and from here you already know how to advise the client. You already know how to advise the client. All right, now further to what have been done. All right, now you can see major rates, Kana concept, and everyone, and of course you can see how their rates are tabled, what they used. Right, so what is the consultant's rate? What is their, is it high, is it low? It gives you an idea of what it is. So that is how you present your analysis. Basically, may not be all the rates. Maybe a few basic on concrete reinforcement formwork and a few steel works. All right, those ones that forms the bulk of the money in that particular contract, that particular bill of quantities. Right, those are the ones you maybe expunge out and you put the difference from the contractor and between the contractor and that of the QS that prepared the BOQ in that order. All right, having done that, now we can report. We can write our report having compared. Now I already did something here for ease. Is tender evaluation report based on what we have done, based on the analysis we have done. Now we want to report. All right, now this is it. Now 5 tenders out of the 5 bidders submitted completed tenders. Their quoted figures were tabulated, whatever English. Now this is it. Kana submitted this before, but it is now this. Meko submitted this, it is now this. G submitted this, it is now that. Lamast is okay. Gis is okay, Lamast is okay, Kista is okay. This is the consultant's estimate. Alright. Okay. Now basically what we have here is this. From here, the clients can also see that okay, these are what we have. This is the lowest, second lowest, third lowest, and in that order. The client already knows who he is going to use in that particular project compared to what the QS or the consultant or the contractor QS has submitted to him, which is 2.2 billion, 23 million. All right. So the sole onus is on the client to choose. The QS is to advise, or whoever prepared the tender is to advise. Okay, now we see the errors in tenders. 5 tenders were submitted. Technical and arithmetic errors were found in 2 tenders. However, this does not affect their positions on the table. Okay, now these are the errors we found. Okay, this is the pre-tender estimate. Now this is what the consultant did. These are the tender differences between each of the tenders. Canal Concept were this lower than MECO were this lower than GIST in that order, right? Just to give the client an overview of the kind of differences each tender has from the other. All right, now from a comparative analysis, which is what we have here, this report is made. Now you can see it may just take time, especially when you're doing an arithmetic check, but however the other processes are very simple. Once you tabulate them and you apply everything you need to apply, you get your figure, you rank them, you find the variance and the percentage variance, you know. All right, now these is another table, right? The tendering contractors respective new positions are these. Which is Canal Concept, which is this, because this price has been revised. This also has been revised, but these remains the same. Let me highlight this so that we will know that is the QS's or the consultants or the contractors QS's position. All right, this is what we have. All right, lowest, second lowest, third lowest, second highest, and the highest. Of course, this same thing we did here, where we did the analysis also here, these differences. Now basically what we have here is this. We say Canal Concept is now the lowest tender and most financially attractive because it is the lowest. Now ordinarily speaking, the client will say, give me the lowest, but some clients don't do that. This lowest, what if he underpriced, because it's already lower than that of the QS that prepared the tender? What if he underpriced it? What if I give him the job and he couldn't finish it? That is a risk. You see what we talked about, identification of risk. All right, now some other comments. In addition to generic adjustment, whatever the tender, blinding was 7,000 per square meter instead of having it at 4,018 naira per square meter, and all in that order. Right, you don't have to write everything in the report. You just write a few, the major ones: concrete, reinforcement, formwork, maybe there's steel, maybe roof covering. You get. All right, the same thing you do for all the contractors, right? For GIST, for Lamast, for Kista. Didn't continue here. So that is how you do it. That is how you prepare your report. Now, upon sending your client this, now this becomes very clear, and you may want to add that, in my expert opinion, I didn't write it anyway. You know, you want to advise. In my expert opinion, I will advise that me now, right, as a QS, I will advise that since the QS is 2,023 million, right, I will advise that both MECO and GIST, let me highlight it so that you see my own advice. Whatever you want to advise, you can advise your client. This is what me will advise my client. All right. All right, that both MECO and GIST looks having identified, that's the English, having identified the risks involved, right? That both MECO and GIST will be recommended. That you've not chosen anyone for the client, right? You are recommending, is the client that will choose. That you are recommending MECO Construction or GIST for the job. So it is not the onus of the client to say, I don't want this to, let me do it with Lamast at 2.5 billion because I'll be very safe. We don't have to come back for money and all. Or let me do it with Kista. It's high. All right. or let me do it with Kana. It is the onus of the client. Whatever the client has the decision to make. All you need to do is to recommend. All right. So very importantly, arithmetic check. You must do arithmetic check, otherwise you also might just be causing a disaster. All right. Basically, that is how you analyze a tender professionally. Right? You arithmetic check. You evaluate. You assessing the bills with respect to the tender submitted. Then you compare. Comparative analysis. Compare the BOQs. Having compared, you rank them. And you show their percentage, the variances and their percentage variances, and then you report. Right? This is my report. This is my report. Now you see tender evaluation report on factory building in Ogun State for B2C Nigeria Limited. Forget about the name, Chaka Quantics. All right, telephone and February 2019, as the case may be. Now these are the contractors. All right, now this is basically how you analyze a tender professionally. Now I hope this video helps you understand better tender analysis and how simple it is, and helps you in your professional career. Also helps you in your academics. This is Chaka Quantics. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.